Hello everyone, welcome back. My name's Rachel. This is me refilming my Friday Reads because I forgot to post it, and I kind of wanted to go a little bit more into the books that I was reading, and so I'm redoing it. And yes, today is Sunday, so we'll just get over that aspect that I'm doing it a little bit late, okay? So anyway, the two books I'm reading right now, which will soon be 3 because I'm going to Barnes & Nobles because I really want to start Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder by Joanne Fluke, because I just found out that it's a Hallmark movie series, and I'm super excited to watch it next week. It is on October 2nd at 11 a.m., which, now that I remember, I'm working. We're still gonna read it anyway, and I'm gonna see if I can somehow record it. I'll just borrow the movie from the library, what the heck. But anyway, I really want to read that this week, so probably starting today or tomorrow I'll start that and hopefully finish it within a few days. So anyway, besides that, I am reading 2 other books. I'm reading, don't know why I'm reading these 2 at the same time. This is not a combination that I would probably recommend to anyone, just because both are pretty lengthy, both kind of drag a little bit in some places, and you kind of hit a wall and you need to get over that wall to get to the end, which is awesome. So I know. And how do I know this? Because once Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb, with Assassin's Presence and Royal Assassin, it was the same thing, where the beginning of the book was really great. You really enjoyed the character. He's very mature for his age, and he speaks with great authority, and he realizes that his choices that he made probably wasn't the best. But then you get into the middle of the book, and it's very, I kind of want to say fleshy. Like, there's a lot of detail put into it, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate good detail, but it's things that doesn't really progress the plot of the book. It's very long-winded, it's very Tolkien-ish, and I have a huge problem with Tolkien and being very windy, and I don't need to know all these, how does grass or whatever look like in like 2 pages. Just tell me the description, but this is kind of the same way. But my issue with this time is I'm doing it on Hoopla, and with Hoopla, I've been having trouble. I think it's my internet speed, actually. It's kind of choppy, and I like to listen to it 1.25 times the speed, so that it reads a little bit smoother that way too. But I do enjoy the narrator. It's just finding time to listen to it that's the problem. So I really need to start reading the physical copy here. I've been trying to keep up, at least, as to where I am, and I'm not very that far. And the Hoopla is taking it away from me on the 29th. So I need to remember to record my spot, write it down somewhere, that way I can borrow it again and continue. Another thing is that Hoopla has been restarting me on this, and I've been pretty much backtracking because I can't exactly remember where in the audio I am. So that's been an issue too. It's reset itself on me like 4 times now. So that's an issue with this. Like I said again, very lengthy. There's the wall aspect I have to get over, and I'm not quite there where it's not interesting to me. This is pretty much on the deciding to go on this quest aspect, and he hasn't gone on this quest yet, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be a really good book once I get over that wall that I know will come soon. So, next, I have Dracula. Now, I talked to an English major that I work with, and he pretty much, like, told me that Bram Stoker was not a good writer. And I didn't believe him because I read this somewhat before. And by somewhat, I mean that I started it, I lost my place, didn't know where my place was, restarted it, stopped it again, because I guess I couldn't get into it. And then I restarted it this time, and now I understand why he told me that Bram Stoker was not a good writer. And, like Assassin's Quest, there is this wall aspect where it gets really boring in the middle, and then gets really interesting at the end. So, I'm sure I'm not really spoiling that much of the story for anyone, because this is, I think this was printed over 120 years ago, I think. So, there's spoilers, really. But, so for the first quarter of the book, you get Jonathan Harker and his adventure to Transylvania to Dracula's castle, and he finds out it's this weird monster that he has been invited to stay with, and this person, or this monster, they call him monster several times in this book, or Nosferatu, if you want to get a little bit Mermaidian on ya. But it has that description. You kind of get chills a little bit with some of the description, but it's not overly whelming, not overwhelming like Frankenstein was for me. Then for about 200 more pages, you have the wall that you need to get over, because it's mostly some diary entries, letters back and forth, introducing the other characters, and then you have Lucy and her dramatic death, then she comes back as the undead, and then kill her, and then everything's fine. Now I'm at the point where they're going to put the Count to rest, if you want to put it that way, because they describe, this is interesting, because there's a lot of sexual elements to this too. Sexual not as in like intercourse sexual, but sexual as in the sexes and how they interact with one another. At the beginning, with John Harker in Dracula's castle, there are 3 women that pretty much kind of want to rape him. And then they talk about how Lucy was like pristine and pure, and then those characteristics go away when she turns into a vampire, and those characteristics come back when they stake her through the heart, chop off her head, and fill her mouth with garlic. And somehow those characteristics come back, and she automatically goes to heaven. So my thing is that destiny for the Count too? Or, because we don't know of his life before this, all we know is his life as the vampire Dracula. So I'm finally over that wall, and it's going very smoothly now. I think up until last night, I've only read a few pages tonight. Last night I read 50, so we're gonna probably speed through the rest of this book. And one other thing is, I wish this was written in one perspective. Not that I'm very wary of multiple perspectives, it's just that I really, really, really like Jonathan Seward's perspective of it. He is the, oh my gosh, what do you call it? He's like the head of this insane asylum, and he interacts with the patient. He has this one patient whom they notice that when the Count comes and goes, and this leads to another point, but about my other issue with this. And he has this really interesting interaction, and during this time period when Bram Stoker wrote this, they were just really getting into the psychological aspects of human beings, and I believe Freud was around this time too. Don't quote me on that. Me, the person that went to Vienna a few times and spent like 3 weeks there, doesn't know exactly what time period Freud was. Because I think Freud's a little bit overrated, personally. There's a lot more, I'll have to introduce you to the 2 books that my friend gave me. I really need to read those too. Hopefully by Christmas. But anyway, back to this. There's a very interesting psychological aspect to it, and he kind of dives into other people's psyche, and I think he's kind of very unaware of his own. But the one problem that I really have about this that is magically the Count's house right next to the insane asylum. And they didn't know. They didn't know. How is that possible? Why? Like, usually this is a problem that we have in today's fiction, that things magically occur. And it's very convenient. So that's probably my main issue right now for this, is it's magically there, but I'm kind of accepting it and moving on. So anyway, I hope you liked my Friday's reads. I'm a little crazy. I can't wait to finish this, and I'll probably keep cracking on this and do the chocolate chip cookie murder, which, like I said, I will get today because I was very unsuccessful with tracking it down yesterday at the book sale. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. See you later.